Meeting to order. Adoption of the agenda. Be it resolved that the agenda for the March 21st, 2023 meeting be accepted as presented. Going to move that. Councillor Jones, seconder. Councillor Donald, all in favor? Carried. Confirmation of minutes. Be it resolved that the minutes of the February 21st, 2023 regular meeting of council be hereby approved as circulated. Move that. Councillor Fisher, second. Councillor Corey. Discussion, the errors or omissions. All in favor? Be it resolved that the minutes of the February 27th, 2023 special meeting of council be hereby approved as circulated. Going to move that. Councillor McGregor, second. Councillor, excuse me, Hatch. Discussion, errors or omissions. All in favor? General account, be it resolved that the March 14th, 2023 general accounts payables being check number 6347 and 6348, 6350 and 6351, and 6353 to 6387 in the amount of $61,657.40 be hereby approved. We move that. Councillor McGregor, seconder. Councillor McDonald. Discussion. All in favor? Carried. Councillor Fisher.
You may want to exit the chamber.
What am I doing now? Please, give me a little warning next time.
Oh, Councillor Forney, you're not in that one.
Councillor Corey, you're okay. Okay, be it resolved that the March 14th, 2023 general accounts payable being checks number 6349 and 6352 in the amount of $7,050 be hereby approved. Okay, please move that. Councillor Corey, seconder. Councillor Jones. Discussion. All in favor? Carried.
You may return.
I know.
You're okay.
Oh, I'm good.
Yeah.
Cheryl's going to try and get you onto our regular system.
Okay, be it resolved that direct deposit 252 being staff payroll for the period February 20th to March 3rd, 2023, the amount of $13,608.99 be hereby approved. Move that. Councillor Hatch, seconder. Councillor Corey. Discussion. All in favor? Carried. Be it resolved that direct deposit 254 being staff payroll for the period March 6th to March 17th, 2023, the amount of $13,007.82 be hereby approved. I need to move that. Councillor McDonald, second. Councillor Corey. Discussion. All in favor? Carried. Be it resolved that direct deposit 253 being council indemnities for the month of February 2023 in the amount of $7,268.55 be hereby approved. I'm going to move that. Councillor Jones, second. Councillor Fisher. Discussion. All in favor? In the utility account, be it resolved that the March 14th, 2023 utility accounts payable being checks number 976 to 984 in the amount of $8,850.39 be hereby approved. Please move that. Councillor McGregor, second. Councillor McDonald. Discussion. All in favor? Be it resolved that the statement of revenue and expenditures report to February 28, 2023 be received as presented. Please move that. Councillor Jones, second. Councillor McGregor. Discussion. Yes.
I'm just wondering if we have that statement of revenues and expenses. It's just line items with amounts. So I don't know really how that relates to our budget for the year.
Our budget hasn't been approved yet. So
no, I know, but
yeah.
I mean, in future, if we have that, would it be possible to show, this is what we did and this is how it aligns with our budget?
Typically, we have that starting June.
Okay, super, thanks.
Yeah, with a variance to it.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Anything else? All in favor? Great. Be it resolved that the bank reconciliations for the month of February 2023 be hereby approved as circulated. Move that. Councillor Donald, seconder. Councillor Hatch. Discussion. All in favor? Okay, delegations we have none, so we'll go to communications.
Okay, I Under the order of communications, there are several from the Association of Manitoba Municipalities. They are dated February the 17th, the 22nd, the 24th, March 1st, March 3rd, and there are 4 of them from March the 8th. We have an introduction to a company in Manitoba called Hamdock Manitoba. The Central Assiniboine Watershed District has provided some information on cover crop funding. The Center for Indigenous Environmental Resources has provided some information on their Southwest Priority Place meeting on April 4th. Federation of Canadian Municipalities have provided communiques dated February the 21st and the 27th, March the 6th and the 13th. Manitoba Agriculture Services Corporation has provided information on the 2022 farmland tax rebate deadline. Manitoba Good Roads gave information on their annual general meeting and their awards banquet. Manitoba Transportation and Infrastructure has provided their noxious weed spraying agreement. And that is if any municipality wants to take on spraying along the provincial roads, which we don't typically do. On occasion, we have benefited from Glenborough South Cyprus doing it. Minister of Municipal Relations provided information on funding opportunities. Minister of Municipal Relations provided deficit approval from the letter that was sent to them for 2021. Municipal Relations Bulletin number 2023-06 is an update to fees for aggregate mining. Pelican Rock Lake Planning District provided information on an upcoming conditional use application. Prairie Mountain Health provided information for their Health Plus March newsletter. Province of Manitoba gave information on the supports they implemented for seniors. And Sport Manitoba is asking for interested municipalities to host the 2026 Manitoba Games.
Okay, be it resolved that the above noted communications be received. Somebody do that. Councillor Jones, second, Councillor McGregor. Discussion on that? Councillor Ratch.
Does every farmer that, why do they have to apply to Manitoba Agricultural Services for a rebate this year? Or is this normal procedure?
That always has been.
Really?
It is normal and it is done through MASC. They occasionally provide us a link to their application, but it has to be done through their office.
All in favor? Carried. Committee reports. We will start with Ward 3. Councillor Fisher, you have no quick report? You have anything?
Nothing official.
Okay. Councillor Jones, you have anything?
Stay with me, I apologize, no.
Councillor Ford, anything to report? Councillor Nash, you have a written report, anything to add?
No, nothing more to add.
Ward 1, Councillor McDonald, you have a written report, anything to add?
Nothing yet.
Councillor McGregor, you have anything to report?
Nothing yet.
My written report, nothing to add to that. CAO's report, anything to add?
No, nothing to add.
Finance officer's report, anything to add to it?
Nothing to add.
Okay, we have a public works report. Fire chief's report. So that's all the reports for this month. It resolved that the verbal and written reports be received. Somebody should move that. Councillor Donald, second Councillor Forey, discussion. All in favor? Carried. Okay, and bylaws. Be it resolved that bylaw number 33-2023 be a bylaw to amend procedure bylaw number 18-2018 with respect to council meeting days be read a second time. May you please move that. Councillor Jones, seconder, Councillor Forey, discussion. All in favor? Opposed? Be it resolved that bylaw number 33-2023 be read a third and final time. This will be a recorded vote on this. Somebody please move that. Councillor Jones, second Councillor Forey. All in favor? Opposed? Okay, be it resolved that bylaw number 34-2023 being a bylaw to amend aggregate transportation bylaw number 1266/06 with respect to updating the municipal name and address and to update fees be read a first time. You do that, Councilor McDonald, seconder. Councilor Jones, there's no discussion on our first reading. All in favor? Carried.
Right overdue.
Okay, on unfinished business, be it resolved that the abuse and molestation policy number PER 016 as outlined in the correspondence from the Association of Manitoba Municipalities Insurance Program dated March 1st, 2023 be approved. I'd like to move that. Councilor Jones, second Councilor Hatch, discussion. All in favor? Carried. Okay, under general business, we have the approach request. Be it resolved that in accordance with approach policy trans 008, the application of Justin Boncha to construct an approach on Road 41 North located on part of the northeast quarter 25719 WPM be approved. Going to move that. Councilor Jones, seconder. Councilor McGregor, discussion. All in favor? Carried. Be it resolved that a grant in the amount of up to $50,000 be applied through the Municipal Capacity Building Fund for equipment and personnel to assist in inventory collection and input into the asset management plan. I'm sorry, to move that. Councilor McDonald, seconder. Councilor McGregor, discussion. You want to speak to it?
If I could. So this fund has become available. It has a deadline of April the 29th. I am currently taking the asset management course. I suspect that as I get a couple or 3 more weeks into it, I may have a better idea of what it is that we could really benefit from. So long as I've got the resolution that says that we can do it up to $50,000, which is the maximum that the grant allows, I'll have a better idea of exact amounts. One of the things we did find is that the Connect system, which is the system we use right now for our graders, the text-to-car, is now out of its beta testing and into production, and it might be something that would be good to have on our mowers or whatnot. Again, you can just mark the spot and it will then inform the mower driver as they approach the spot again that they're coming to a culvert, but it would also tie in nicely to the asset management. Save the guys going out and doing something specific if they're already out in the equipment, that would be beneficial. So that is certainly one of the things that I thought I could be applying for.
Mr. Chairman, just a question to Joni, I guess. So if we had a location, I read that you can have a culverts location. So if we have a frozen culvert, would we have to utilize that to find it below the snow? Is it that precise?
It is pretty precise.
Good.
It is within probably, I think when they were doing their display, it's probably within 8 foot or 2. So it would be pretty close.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, just a general comment. The stuff we're discussing now is more operations as opposed to, the school of asset management. So I'm sure you'll be learning lots of useful stuff. So let's just not try and confuse those issues. Operational management is one thing. So just figuring out where our graders are, what they're doing, and not eating culverts and that stuff is operational management. Asset management itself is a whole different line. I think very useful. I commend you for taking that on. I think it's something we can all benefit from. Let's be clear, we want to draw the line to somewhere.
Yeah, certainly. And part of the thought is that if graders or mowers are already out and as they go past, they can ping the mark, it's going to serve a dual purpose.
Yeah.
Okay. All in favor? Whereas council has prepared a priority list in 2022 for capital projects through the Water Services Board, whereas due to budget restraints, no capital projects were undertaken in 2023. Now, therefore, be it resolved, the capital project request form be submitted to the Manitoba Water Services Board with updated dates as follows. Priority 1 for 2024-2025, upgrades to water treatment plant as a result of reassessment. Priority 2, 2026 pump replacement. Priority 3, 2027 to 29, commercial street water main replacement. Priority 4, 2027 to 2029, replace water lines on First to Fourth Street. Priority number 5, reline water lines on Water Street for 27, 29. Sorry to move that. Councilor Dahl, second Councilor Fisher, discussion.
Just a clarification, if I may, Mr. Chairman, the pump replacement, what pump is that? Which pump is that?
Oh,
In the water treatment plant.
In water
I didn't know what it
It's
is.
an old gas motor in the back and it's non-operable. For if the power goes out.
It's
We're
back.
talking backup, yeah.
How is it different from priority 1? If they're both in the water treatment plant, that's what I'm trying to know.
But the reassessment outlines what has to be done in water treatment plant.
Yeah.
And then what is the pump replacement is just something that over time, I think, was not.
It was definitely an idea that we should have the backup pump. When they did the reassessment, our pump is operational, so it wasn't caught in their reassessment, but certainly something that we need to be aware of.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I just to add to that, maybe Conrad, just to let you know, we had one, we got some funding before we bought a generator to run the sewage plant.
Yeah.
But we do not have one to run the water if.
The backup power,
Yeah.
the backup power source, yeah.
That's right.
Wasn't there a new transfer switch and whatnot installed in the water treatment plant?
That would be for,
Well,
I'll go back and find that, what that was exactly.
Transfer switch, I believe, was to help us switch between the,
Yeah,
The other wells.
yeah, the 4 wells. And
Oh, okay.
it wasn't automatically connecting.
it's not
to
like
the
an
pump
emergency transfer switch.
No.
For the,
To get well 4.
well.
That's probably clarification through Drew. We need to have something there, whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, the reassessment was done by water services, so.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. I'm just saying, it seems to me that the priority 1 and 2 are sort of the same thing. Is the pump replacement part of the reassessment or the pump replacement outside of the reassessment? That's the part.
Yeah, I don't believe it was covered in the reassessment, and I think part of it when we were reviewing this with Drew was funding as to what we would have available immediately to contribute.
Okay.
The first concern was to get everything that was covered in the reassessment so that we can give an indication to them that we have met their required improvements. And then secondary to that, pump replacement is what they believed was the next most important.
Okay. All in favor? Okay, so now we're into be it resolved that the grants to community organizations in the amount of $6,500 be approved as per the following list, subject to final budget approvals. Need to move that. Councilor McDonald, seconder. Councilor Fisher. Discussion. We'll get the list here before we. Councilor McGregor.
Mr. Chairman, just number 15, Wounded Warriors, we've got a grant amount listed as renewal request, so we should probably verify what our plan is there.
It's in there.
That's a magazine ad, I believe.
It is, and I can find out the amount.
I think in the past we've said
We
no,
have.
right?
We had said no last year, we did fund them, and I believe it was because they were something specific to, somebody in our area that,
Okay.
we had gone ahead and done it. Let me just check real quick.
All the 2023 requested that have no, are we still giving the amounts from the previous year? Even though they haven't requested a renewal?
That's what's suggested in the 2023 column for, I think, almost all of them.
I guess because the Jones person there mentioned, we just annually just give that amount without a request, or is the requirement for a request?
The practice has been to give.
So they're under the assumption that they're getting it unless they hear otherwise. That's why there's no request.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the way it has been, and it's just more or less the requests have been coming in for more than they got the year before, so to that effect. That's where we have to use it.
$262.50 was the ad for Wounded Warriors. And Councillor McGregor is correct. The couple of years previously, Wounded Warriors had not been funded. Last year, we did do an ad with them.
Well, put us over 6,500.
It would
Come
come,
out of the unallocated,
Right.
2020.
Right. Over 105, I'm sorry, yeah. Okay, anybody see something that they would? Go ahead.
On the second page, under library services, on our budget, we have up that to 1,500.
Right, yeah, and in the budget,
Yes.
which hasn't been approved yet, but I guess we.
Why did we list those a second time for the third party budget approval?
what we have done is separated out the first page, which is what council has decided is their community budget allowance and what they want to spend it on. The rest of it, because they are an individual line item on the budget, unless you're going to change the budget, those are going to stay as to what they are. And those ones absolutely do not ever send in requests. Those have just been automatic fundings. And similarly, the third page down, which is the halls and whatnot, those are part of the recreation special levy. So that's why those are separated out. So council's main decision, separate from your budget deliberations, is what it is that you're doing with just the first page.
And I guess my question was, why do we include pages 2 and 3 in this motion every year? And I know we do every year.
We do, and the reason is the one year that we didn't do it, we then got people calling and saying, hey, I noticed that the cemetery wasn't in there, or I noticed that the hospital wasn't in there. So the way we word it is similar to what's here, is that the following are approved if the budget is approved without deliberations at council.
Have we ever checked to see what these bursaries, whether we're in line with other municipalities when they get bursaries, dollar amount? That hasn't been increased for a while.
It has not. We could do a check to see what others offer. I know that we did just see something in our communication package or put out onto our website where there was a bursary being offered, and it was in the amount of $500. Now, it wasn't by a municipality, but I did just happen to note that the dollar amount was the same as what we have.
Okay, anything else? Further discussed? If not, all in favor? Opposed? Great. Okay, be it resolved that this meeting does now adjourn to meet again on Friday, April 21st, 2023 at 9 a.m. at the municipal office in Wawanesa. So please move that. Councillor Corey, seconder. Councillor Hatch, all in favor?